Hello, and it is International Women's Day today. Now, many people have said to me that I should start sharing my voice and sharing a podcast. And what better day to start it than International Women's Day? Now, I guess where we want to start here and where I want to start here is that there is so much pressure on women today. There's so much that we are supposed to do, look, feel, act, how we're supposed to show up, etc., etc. And it doesn't really matter like where you sit within society, those pressures are still felt, whether it's wellness, whether it's spiritual, whether it's self-development, whether it's intellectual, whether it's in motherhood, whether it's whatever it is, there is so much pressure of how women are supposed to show up. And I think, and this is a huge reason why 80% of the autoimmune diseases are women, carrying so much on our shoulders these days and existing in unrealistic expectations of how we should be showing up and how we should be behaving and holding and all of those things. Now, the first thing I want to say is we are all here with a unique essence, with a unique role, with a unique purpose, with a unique imprint for the world. And everyone's is different, and everyone's is as equally beautiful as everyone else is. The first thing we need to do is to remove all of the noise, all of the projections about how we are supposed to be, how we are supposed to behave, how we are supposed to look, how we are supposed to show up. Because whilst we're still existing within those unrealistic frameworks, we are exhausting ourselves, absolutely exhausting ourselves. And look, I say this as a single mother with 2 children, as someone that runs a business, and as someone that holds healing spaces for other women and beyond. So I totally, I hit this point regularly, and I constantly have to refine how I sit and stand in this. And I am not saying that I have the solution or the answer, but I am saying that I can see so much of what creates this pressure for us and how we refine within what exists right now and how we center ourselves within what exists right now. And what I am saying is we are required to come into our potency. We are required to stand, to use our voice, and to be fully present in the conversations, in society, in our communities right now, more than ever. Because what is happening is that we are getting pulled into roles and behaviors that are not really true for us, and they are wiping us out because we're supposed to behave a certain way, because we're supposed to show up in a certain way, because we're supposed to look a certain way. And what we actually need to do is clear that out so that we become the true essence of ourselves, so that we can be the role that is intended for us, where it feels graceful, where it feels easy, where it feels joyful. And that's not to say there won't be some discomfort stepping into that. And it's not to say that we should avoid any difficult conversations, because there are going to be difficult conversations that we need to have, because our voice has been silenced for so long. And what's happened is, if you look collectively where we see women right now, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of very, very amazing women standing, and always has been, but there's a huge majority of women who have gotten into powerful roles without being in their unique feminine essence, and have adopted the masculine ways to get their voice heard. Or they have stayed in the maiden role to be seen. And what I'm really talking to is women in their 30s, 40s, 50s and 60s and beyond, who are not finding their voice and not finding their place, because we're adopting different ways of being that are not ours, because there's so much noise saying we cannot speak our truth. And part of that is a lot to do with the beauty industry and the beauty of women. And what I want to say is, we are in one of the craziest times in terms of beauty standards. And we're in a very strange time of beauty standards, where we're not seeing much natural beauty in the representation of the feminine. So what's happening is, there's a growing fear within us of aging. And part of a woman aging is a woman coming into her wisdom, a woman coming into her authority, a woman coming into her power. And I did do a healing with a group recently, and the age range was 30s to 60s, and everyone had the same fear, myself included, of aging. And what that's doing to us energetically is blocking our wisdom from coming through. The depth of what we already know, the depth of our knowledge, the depth of our voice. Because we're so concerned and afraid of aging that we're blocking all of the energy that surrounds it. And this is not to say that we how do you say, like, I don't want to say this in the wrong way, but the let yourself go, like, it's not about not caring and not taking care of ourselves, because this is very important too, and not loving what we see in the mirror, and not celebrating our radiance, our beauty, our eros, our life force, our glow, our radiance, our shine, wearing beautiful things. Like, absolutely, as women, we should be celebrating that, but in a way that feels good for us and feels true for us. Like, style is a part of us, and it shows so much about our energy, but we must do it because it feels really good for us and really exciting for us. Never for the outside, never for other people in any which way. And there is a big difference with how that affects who we are and how we show up, and the pressure and the restriction in which we feel as we kind of bloom in our cycles. Now, I want to do the reminder of nature, a rose bush, how all of the roses come through in their own cycles, in their own ways, in their imperfections. And when I stare outside and I look at the mountains and I look at all the trees, it looks incredibly beautiful because of the imperfections of each leaf being different, of each flower being different, of each bloom being different in a different cycle. And that's us. That is us as women. We bloom in our own ways, in our own cycles. And it is perfectly possible to bloom and be beautiful in your own way and in your most natural way. So that's the first thing that we really, 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 really need to connect to. Because when we connect to that part of us, that divine life force that flows through us, we become alive. Our energy becomes alive, our skin becomes alive, our eyes become alive, etc. And that makes us feel good, and that feeds into how we show up, what we show up for, how we speak, etc. Our contribution, our unique imprint. So that really is part one to this. And part two is being balanced, being centered and balanced in our own cycle without being pulled into the expectations and the pressures of the external world. Knowing that you are showing up in your full presence for you, for your children, for your role, for your job, for your business, whatever it is for you in this moment. And it will look different for everyone. And that is absolutely as it should be too. So that full acceptance of where you are right now, and that being good enough, that being better than good enough. Really recognize where you are in your cycle of life right now. And where you are in your cycle of who you are. Who you are. Who you are right now. And I want everyone to just take some breaths around who you are right now, in this moment, in this connection, with each breath that goes in and out of the body. Who you are right now. Because I feel something so potent with who you are, who you really are, who you are right now. And as we just soften into who we are right now, I really want to allow the space for you to open up to this more. I really want us women to step into who we really are without being who we are meant to be, without chasing the youth, without chasing the maiden archetype. If we look to society right now, we are missing the mother. And it doesn't mean you have to be a mother. We are just missing the mother archetype, the nurturance within society, within the leaders, within leadership of the world. Leading with love, nurturance, support, beauty. We are missing the wise woman, the experienced woman, the woman who has transmuted through pain, through suffering, through darkness, into something greater. We are missing the mature woman, simply as she is. Not when she's trying to be anything, simply as she is. How much more can you accept who you are today, right here, right now? To full acceptance of who you are. And embody her. And embody her a little more. And be more magnetic as her. And let your life flow as her. With your experience, with your maturity, with your wisdom. There is innate wisdom in women. There is innate knowing in women. And as we speak it out, I see it all the time. Something relaxes, something shifts internally. The relief of being and accepting ourselves entirely is what it really, truly means to be in our power. And what it really, truly means to be potent, to be magnetic, to be radiant, to accept ourselves entirely and see how much space you create in your body, in your life, in your energy, in your mind. That is my wish for you on this International Women's Day.